Please bring the roof down for Diamonds Going Game, Kulin and Mina desai.
ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਰਹੋਗੇ ਤੇ ਐਸ਼ ਕਰੋਗੇ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਦੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਮਜ਼ੇ ਕੈਸ਼ ਕਰੋਗੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੇ ਹੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੇ ਹੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੇ ਹੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੂੰ ਜਾਣੇ ਜਾਂ ਜਾਣੇ ਖੁਦਾ हम मिलके ना होंगे जुदा तू मेरी मैं तेरा सदा ना हमसे खफा
Let's give a hand to all the diamonds. There's your leader. One big clap. Awesome. Are you all having fun? Let me hear who is going diamond. I like that, Now, did you like the video? You like the house? You like the cars? Would you like to have something like that? So why don't you sit down, I'll teach you what to do, okay? All right. Now I'm sure, everybody's, you got a lot of information, right? Now we're going to put everything to work, And we're going to show you, what is that we do that we are here. Okay, and I know every one of you can be here. So let me start with something. Number one thing, you need to understand why are we in this business, right? Because if you don't value something what you have, how would you be able to appreciate it? And that was in my case. When I saw the business, I did not really see it to a point where I can see that yes, this is something really exciting. And it took me a couple of these meetings, I went to a couple of these functions, and finally I understood what I was in, After that, it didn't take me too long to succeed, Now, a little bit of my background, where I'm coming from, is I had a very humble beginning in my life, actually, because we are very poor, and we had to struggle through everything, including I had to work hard to my study, I worked all the way through college, because I had to earn money to pay for my education myself, And so I didn't mind doing that, and the only reason I did that is because, I wanted to have a better life. And I had resolved that, one day I'm going to have family, and I'm saying I don't want to have my family go through the same thing I'm going. Right? Wouldn't we all want to make sure our family lives better than we have? Right? And that's the goal I had. And for that, only thing I knew was go get a good education and then you'll be taken care of. Right? How many of you were told that? Right? Now, how many of you are already set in your life? Right? So they lied to me just like they lied to you. Okay? Because that's not going to do it. It's not because something wrong with it. It's like, you are a good player but stuck with a bad team, right? No matter how good batsman you are, but if you are stuck with a bad team, nothing can happen, right? And that's what happening to some of us, that we are A player but we are stuck in a B game, right? And that's how I felt, because I didn't have a right vehicle, I did my pharmacy here in Ahmedabad, and then went to US for obviously better life. I was told there's a better life there, but there also I ended up paying bills. Right? All we do is work a whole month, and at the end of the month pay a lot of bills, and whatever is left, that's what you use. Does that sound familiar to anybody? Right? So I was thinking that why came I thousands of miles away to pay bills? I could have paid bill in India. Right? So that's where we were when we saw this opportunity. Meanwhile, in US, I did computer studies and got into computers, and I did my MBA in finance marketing, and I started in a Citibank there as a mailroom clerk, moved my way up to VP in charge of computer department, And it was good journey, learn a lot, and everything was exciting. But after that, job comes with the ceilings and wall. How much you know what I'm talking about? You can only go up to a certain level and you can only do certain things, right? Plus, I started realizing that if I don't control my income, I cannot control my expenses. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Right? Every time I have to buy something, I have to first ask myself, can I afford it? Right? Because everything, all decisions were controlled by my income and the time I had. Okay? There are two things I'm going to talk about mainly. Does everybody wants to have a good lifestyle? Right? Now, what do you need to have a good lifestyle? Number one, you have to define what it is, right? But to me, after all this experience of going through in a life, I came to a point that you can only enjoy your life when you have time and money both. Would you all agree? Right? Because a lot of people have a lot of money, but no time. There are four kinds of people in the world. Okay? One group, which is, people have a lot of money, no time. Right? You could be one of them. I was in that group. I had a lot of money, but no time. I would wake up 5 in the morning to go to work, come home late evenings. Okay? When I go to work, children are sleeping. When I come home, they are sleeping. I don't even get to see them, So that's why I used to tell Mina, make sure they see my picture at home, Otherwise, on Sunday, they might call me uncle, They wonder, who is this uncle in the house, right? Now, you are all laughing. I wasn't, because it was happening to me. And I'm sure some of you probably feel the same way, right? And so I had a lot of money, no time. Now, what can you do with the money if you don't have time to enjoy it? Is that money going to do any good? No. Right? Second group of people, they have a lot of time but no money. Right? What are you going to do with all that time you have? You have nothing you can do about it. Right? And there's a third group of people, they don't have time and they don't have money. That's majority of what we call working class. You work, you don't even have time and you don't have money. Right? Now that's a worse position to be in. And there's a fourth group of people, they have time and money both. Right? I was in the first group, I was able to move into last group by doing what I do today, which you have the same opportunity. Okay? Now the point to understand is, do you really need it? There are three things I always, when I saw somebody a plan, I would ask them these three things. Okay? And if we have those three things, then I'll show them the plan. Because if you don't have these three things, I'm wasting my time. Okay? Number one, I want to know, do you have a need? Because if you're not hungry, does it matter how good my food is? You have no value, right? But if you are hungry, you'll try it. Right? It's possible you may not like my food, but in order for you to try, you gotta be hungry. Otherwise, you won't even try. Right? Same way, if you don't have a clear need of time and money, why would you even do something about to get it? Right? So the need is very essential in order for you to grow in anything that you do. Without need, you won't. If you don't have need for a paycheck, would you go to work? Everything starts with a need. If you don't have a need, you won't do it. Right? Now, there's a difference between need and a want. How much you know what I'm talking about? Okay? A lot of people want a lot of things. But for want, you may not go do whatever it takes. Because it's just a want. You have so many list of things you want. How many of you want to, take the world tour? Everybody wants to do. But are you doing anything about it? No, you just want it, right? So how do you figure out what's need and what's want? The example I usually use is, let's say if you are drowning, do you want air or do you need air? You see the difference? Okay. Now, when you need something, you will not negotiate the price, right? Let's say if you are drowning and if I tell you that, I can get you out, but you got to pay me crore rupees. Would you agree? At that time, you will. When you come out, you won't give me. I know that, right? But at that time, you will not argue. You won't negotiate. You won't say, no, can you do it in 50 lakhs? No, you won't do that. You don't even have time for it, right? So when you want something, that's how you'll do it. You'll not negotiate the price. Okay? Matter of fact, you cannot negotiate price for success. If you negotiate price of success, you will not have a success. Okay? So you gotta do, I gotta go to meeting, I gotta listen to CD, I gotta do this. Well, then you're negotiating the price. Right? So ask yourself this question, that do I want time and money or do I need time and money? I want you to answer that question yourself. Ask yourself, do I want time and money or do I need time and money? And if the answer is I need time and money, you'll do whatever it takes. Then it won't take you 2 to 5 years, every one of you in this room. Even if you just joined today, you can be on this stage. Provided you have a need. Okay? If you have want, I don't know when you'll be here. Maybe not even in next function, you may not be here. Right? Because if you want something, it's not urgent. You may or may not do anything. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Right? So first of all, need. Now, second thing you have to find out to create that need is, it's not what you want, but why do you want what you want is more important. Right? Why do you want to have time and money? What would you like to do with it? It's not good say I need 50 lakhs rupees, but for what? Right? Because unless until you know why do I need it. See, money doesn't do anything, right? The happiness comes from what you can do with the money. Right? Having a house or buying a car or traveling or charities or whatever you do with that money gives you happiness. Money doesn't give you happiness. Right? Otherwise, all the people with a lot of money in no time, they're not happy. If money made them happy, they all should be happy, right? But that money they have not allowing them to do anything. That's the reason they can't be happy, right? So I want you to, I'll probably give you homework today, okay? Go home maybe tonight or tomorrow, write an essay. If I control time and money, how my life will be. That's the title of essay. If you can write it, you'll get it. Okay? Because now you know, so write down if you have time and money, what are the things can you do? Okay? How would you spend your day? Do you guys have any hobbies? Now, we all have some hobbies. Can you right now afford to spend time behind that hobby? No, because why? Majority of your time is going to make money. Right? So no time left. Right? But today, after we went diamond, we do so many things which I always like to do. I spend a lot of time in my hobbies, and before I never had time for it. And a lot of people, every one of you have a hobbies or something you really like to do. You may or may not ever to do before even most people die with all those wish with them. Or once they get certain age, they'll impose their children to follow this. Because they want to see their dream being accomplished to their children. If you know what I'm talking about. Okay? But how about doing yourself? Okay? See, today I do most of the things I always wanted. One of the things I always wanted to do was, write a book. And I just published my first book, Believe and Achieve. Okay? It's available here, doing phenomenally well. It was in first 10 days of publishing, it was in top 10 bestseller book here in India. Okay? And that's something I wasn't surprised at it, obviously, but I would have never gotten an opportunity to do that. And the reason I want to do it was, that was my, I believe that when you write something and publish it, your book is going to live after way after you're gone. And so many people is going to get benefit. Okay? That was the goal I had. I wanted to empower people, give them the knowledge, give my experience what I have gained. Okay? And now I'm working on another series of 5 different books is coming along, one after another. Okay? Because I have gained experience, learned from the Brit system, my upline Kantin Lata, all the Brit diamonds, I have learned so many things to reading a lot of books, listening to a lot of CDs, and I was able to put that on the paper. Okay? So that was one of my hobby which I'm enjoying now. Okay? To do that, I had to make sure I had enough money to put a food on the table for family, right? I can't have family starve and write book. It's not feasible, right? So I had to control time and money both, because you need time and you need money. right? Always wanted to learn music. I'm always a music. When I was in college, I tried to take my music lessons, but just never got a time. When I started working in a bank, I was so busy, I never get a time. Now I have. So I'm currently doing Sangeet Visarad in classical singing. Okay. I completed 2 year, this total 5-year course. I completed first 2 exams. I have 3 more to go. Okay. Now, something I enjoy doing. Now, if I don't have time and money, can I do that? No. Okay. I have 2 grandkids now, It's almost 4-year-old grandson Nikhil, and we have a 7-month-old granddaughter Sia. I get to spend full time with them and play silly games with them and do whatever they want, and go to school to drop him. I can go back, bring him home, play chess with him, play carom with him. He loves to do everything what I do. He even starts singing with me. Okay? That's a joy. But if I was working, would I be able to do that? I had to go to work. Right? You see the point? Can you see yourself doing what? I'm not saying that my hobby, you have yours. Maybe you want to play cricket, you want to play tennis, maybe you want to travel. Anybody want to travel? Yeah. Myself and we've been to, in last 15 years, we've been to 35 countries for vacation. Okay? We've been to all 6 continents. 7th one I want to go because it's too cold. Right? You can do whatever you want. But to do all these things, what do you want? What do you need to have? Time and what? Money, both. One without others not going to do it. Okay? My always passion was to help people. Now, when can you help people? When you don't need help. Right? Simple definition I have. You can only help somebody when you don't need help. Right? When I was working, I always needed help. How am I going to help somebody else? Today, a lot of my time goes in charity work. Okay? I'm on the board of trustee. Easter Seal is a big, organization in U.S. They do a lot of things for autism and all that. I'm doing a lot of things here in India. A few years ago, I started a school for handicapped children in the Gujarat where I come from. Okay. Now, I don't want to clap. I just want to let you know what you can do when you control both. Okay. There was a lady who was running the school for these handicapped girls, but obviously without money, how far can you go, right? So they were living in a small room, couple of children they could handle. I came to know about it, and then I built a building for a primary school. Okay. And now, today, last I checked, they had over 250 girls in that school. All lodging and boarding, everything paid. Right? Is that something good? Now, I just help them get started, little organized. Now, a lot of other people are donating money too. But I can help them do, fundraisers and things like that. We were able to,